How's it going, everybody? We're here with a game that I found alongside He Beat Her, You Left Me, and some other random game that I tried out and didn't really like. But this game I haven't tried out yet, and I figured that I would save it until I would go ahead and make the decision to play it with you guys. It's called The Shadows That Run Alongside Our Car, as you can see presented right before your face hole. And it is basically a story, like strongly narrative-driven game. It's kind of just like telling a story, basically, and then you can make choices. But, I mean, pretty much all that I know is that it's two strangers in a car in the midst of, I think it was a zombie apocalypse, and it's supposed to tell a pretty interesting story. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and start it up. Whose eye will you see the... Oh! Well, I don't know. Whose eyes will you see the road through? Let's do the dude first. Gun it. Gun it! I put the pedal to the floor. The wheels screech as we pull out into the lane. The car swerves, but it doesn't really matter. There's no one else out here as far as the eye can see. The abandoned station shrinks behind us until it's gone. And then it's just us and the long road. The world outside the windows passes by us in abstract, like the whole world's given up on having any meaning. We drive in silence. After a while, I hear the faint buzzing of the power window being rolled down. You sure that's a good idea? It's not like zombies are just going to hurl themselves in a moving car. Fair enough. Well, that was a thrilling conversation. So, I guess this is kind of strange to be asking after 3 whole days. But, what's your name anyway? Right, we never did introduce ourselves. What is her name? Oh, really? Okay, this is pretty cool. What is her name, you ask? Well, let's go with Lacey. Lacey. Well, nice to officially meet you then, Lacey. Names? Let's go with one of my middle names. Vincent. I know. Almost too sexy to put on here, but we're gonna go along with it. Vincent. Okay. Look at him cheaply smiling like that. The car shudders briefly as we rumble over a series of potholes. Then the road smooths again. The humming of the engine reminds me of a storm brewing far off on the horizon. Beyond these occasional noises, we sit in silence. So, what were you doing before everything happened? Well, that's the first time she's actually started a conversation. Guess I'm not so intimidating after all. What was I doing? God, what was I? A whole lot of nothing. Bet that sounds super impressive, huh? Just a scruffy drifter. Not so sure she wants to hear that. I mean, both of them are not really right, but I think if this were me in this man's shoes here, I would probably just bend the truth. I was moving cross country. Then everything went south. What about you? This ride is yours, right? Yeah. Well, it's really my dad's car, or was. Even when he was alive, though, I was the only one who ever drove it. Guess he didn't. Sorry, never mind. It's okay. The booze would have killed him eventually, anyway. Pretty quiet in here, huh? Surprisingly, not much noise at the end of the world. You think there's any radio stations left? I'd be pretty shocked if so. Reckon it couldn't hurt to look, though. She's fiddling with the dial. Pretty sure we're not gonna find anything. Static comes in and out in waves. Every so often, the distortion gives the illusion of an actual sound, but then it goes right back to nothingness. Just then, though. Hang on a sec. Go back down. I think I actually heard something. The noise phases in and out, then something comes into auditory focus. Is that mariachi? I can't contain myself. The sound is unmistakable. Horns blare joyously over the static in a sick fanfare, while a man's voice wails soulfully over it. I'm laughing so hard I nearly pissed myself. Lacey's nearly there too. That was not what I was expecting. Who the hell's out there running this? With all the music that would be left, man. I sink back into the driver's seat, letting my mind drift to the music. Dissonance is almost comforting. As the fractured chords wash over me, I try to pretend that I'm lounging in a truck bed somewhere. Out in the sun, mid-afternoon, shirt damp and dirty from a hard day's work. For a moment, I almost believe it. The music falls short for a few seconds before starting back up again. Wait, isn't this the same song again? It's probably on an endless loop, because why wouldn't it be? Sure seems that way. Guess it's just ghosts on the waves after all. The undead aren't exactly interested in DJing. What do you think a zombie would even listen to? Is death metal too obvious of an answer? Rob Zombie? Maybe they're all into baby metal these days. I don't know. I think the Grateful Dead seems more apt. You know, I've always wondered this. What are they grateful for, exactly? Maybe they finally found themselves some peace. Peace, huh? Wish they'd let the rest of us have some. It's so bad right now, anyway. Well, except for that. Shift my hand with the radio controls. So, what are you into anyway? Music-wise, I really like Alanis Morissette. Top 40 hits, that sort of thing. You? Don't tell me it's baby metal. Will you judge me if I say I actually haven't heard of them? No, that might be for the best. Who do you listen to then? Most people look at me and expect me to be into the Stones or Marley or something, but you probably actually judge me more for this. Try me. ABBA. Just as I thought, she starts laughing at my expense. It's a nice sound, though. I'm not going to be poetic and say that it sounds like music or anything like that. Still, it's good to hear. Told you. No, it's fine. The music's sketchy. I mean, my parents listen to ABBA, but it's fine. Your parents? Yeesh. How old are you anyway? You seem a bit young for Alanis. How old do you think I am? I'm pretty sure there's no right answer to that question. Except for that one. I'm 22. Shit. God, that's so young. She's practically a kid. What was I doing when I was 22? Still wasting my life, I reckon. I wonder if she's even been to school. That young and the whole damn world's crashing down around her. Try not to make a face. I can see my knuckles going white as my fingers grip harder into the wheel. This music's kind of similar to ABBA, isn't it? All peppy and stuff. You should be happy to have it. That's sure an optimistic take on it. Alright, enough of you. I reach down and turn the volume knob to a sharp left, and the radio blissfully goes silent. Farewell, wailing man. Now it's just us again. Did you ever expect things to end up this way? It's getting dark, huh? The sun sets so late in the summer. Dodging the question, are we? Wonder what she was into before this. Maybe she has always planned on the world drifting to hell in a handbasket. Smoked away her youth and whiled away her time. No, that's me, ain't it? I'm a bit surprised we still have any light at all at this hour. Especially without the street lights and all. It's like the sky's just been saving it up. Looks a bit like a dying fire. Kind of fitting for the end of the world. So you never really told me what it is that you do. I mean, it doesn't have to be a job or anything, but, well... Oh, oops. What did I do? I guess we're saving. Okay, we saved. Okay. What do you like to do? Or what did you, before everything? Actually, I worked a lot. I didn't really have time for much other than that. I would wake up, shower, go to work. Have a lunch break, back to work. Get off work, eat dinner, watch TV for a few minutes before passing out. And the whole thing would start all over again in the morning. That was about it. Guess that'd be most people's story. It's tough out there. Was tough. Probably tougher now. Kind of pointless in the end, isn't it? You work your damn tail off and everything goes to pot anyway. I just wonder why you didn't spend your time better, you know? Yeah. But I guess that doesn't matter either way. So what about you? I'm sure you didn't spend all your time listening to ABBA. I used to travel a lot, looking for work and stuff. I suppose you'd call me a bit of a nomad. Well, that sure is lofty. Sounds really cliche. Not really. It sort of suits you. To tell the truth, I haven't really had much purpose in a while. I've just been getting by. When you can't find something to do, you sort of lose yourself. It gets to a pretty dark place. Got to the point, I used to wish I could just take a vacation from life. Guess I got my wish, didn't I? Wishes never do come true the way you expect them to, huh? Yeah, monkey's paw. I don't think she knows I've noticed, but she's been pressing at her gut a lot. Wonder if she's still alright. Since I first ran into her, she's been in a rough way, and I'm not sure it's gotten much better. Probably should have looked for some more bags of that ginger stuff. Ask if she's nauseous. Kind of be a little bit settled about it, I guess. Still feeling nauseous? Oh, yeah. It's gotten a little better, but I'm just exhausted, which doesn't help things. You know how it is. I do, but Christ, I'm really not equipped for this. I know first aid. I can stitch up a cut, but gastric distress is a bit beyond me. Think we should stop and rest? Nah, like it or not, we'll be stopping soon anyway. Braking would just waste gas. Right. Fuel. If everything wasn't so weird these days anyway, I'd call it suspicious that there was only a single tank's worth left. Not much we can do about that, though. Onward it is, then. Interesting. So she has like a gastric, sort of intestinal issue, some kind of digestive issue, which is sort of coincidental, I guess, because I have like the same thing, roughly, sort of. I have an autoimmune disease that affects my stomach area, so I know how that feels. It sucks, trust me. moving forward. Enough about my life problems. Do you ever wonder, like, why us? How did we make it this far? Is it really such a good thing that we're still alive? Didn't I used to? Honestly, I try not to think so hard about stuff like that. If I stopped to wonder what my own life was worth, It's a dangerous train of thought, I'll tell you that. Excuse me. We're here. That's what matters. Despite it all, we're here. And we're safe. The how and why of it is just garnish on the salad. You know, I didn't believe it at first. I mean, we were really facing the apocalypse, whatever. So the first couple months, I just kept working. Kept on like everything was fine. And then... Listen, you don't gotta answer me if you don't want, but... Your old man... What happened? My dad? So he needed more beer, right? Of course he did. He was a deadbeat alcoholic. But they wouldn't even let him in our nearby liquor store anymore, so he wandered off to another one. Just so happened that that part of town was infested. Took a while before I even noticed, since he wasn't really any different from usual. It's pretty pathetic, huh? But so was my dad. And in the end, I won't be doing much better. Great, now I feel like I want to puke. Hey. Please don't say things like that, Lacey. One of us has to keep this up. Son of a... It's because I'm right-clicking. Clicking. Just handle hers. I would probably do something along those lines. Slide my right hand off the wheel. Her hand is resting by her leg, near the center console, so I reach over. Her hand jerks when I touch it, but she doesn't pull away. Wow. Her skin feels really cold. Is that normal? Maybe because the window's open? Maybe it's because she's sick. I wish I knew a bit more medical shit right about now. Actually, if she had a fever, shouldn't she be hotter? Shit like that can't be normal. It's not even that cold in here. But we're still here. Just remember that. Until that changes, there's still time. Things might never get any better. It'd be stupid to assume that they would. But while we're still breathing, there's hope. It's pretty cheesy, isn't it? Anyway, I'm sorry about that. About your dad. I mean, if you didn't get on with him, I bet it must be hard, losing someone that close to you. Yeah, I guess. It all happened so fast. I'm still trying to come to terms with it. I wouldn't worry too much. There's no wrong way to feel. I guess I'm almost privileged. No one I care about has been around in a long while. I wonder if there's anyone else still out there. I wonder if they're stuck out here like this. I wonder if we'll ever know. Just as she starts talking, the engine gives an unsettling sort of rumble, and my heart jumps. It sputters a few times, and the whole chassis lurches. With a pitiful clattering, the engine stalls out, and the car can't do anything but coast. Crap. I noticed the fuel light click on some minutes ago, but I guess I still wanted to think we had more time. The car rolls down the pavement until it can't anymore, and we amble to a stop. I really thought the gas would last a little longer than that. Bound to happen sooner or later, wasn't it? God, if I wasn't hoping for later. We bought this car used after all. It's cost efficient, but not so much fuel efficient. I wonder how far the next gas station is. It'd be nice if there was some signs around here or something. Can't believe we've gone this long without seeing any. I haven't seen anything for miles. Even without people, without lights, I can't see how this could be. Like civilization just packed up and left the moment everything started to crumble, leaving not a trace behind. Even if there were, it's not like we could have seen them. It's gotten so dark, and without the streetlights... Hey, how fast do you think you can run? I don't want to run anymore. About average, I guess. You reckon we should? Her hand touches down to her stomach again. She felt so damn cold. I don't know. I don't know if there's a point. Not much point to anything. Not anymore. Maybe not. It's too damn dark anyhow. In all likelihood, one of us would probably trip and fall. Pretty sad to make it this far just to die from a busted up face. Please, just smile. Yeah, it would. Anyway, there's nothing we can do until the sun rises. I stare out the window. The sky's clouded, but if I squint, I can see faint lights in the velvet. The breeze through the open window is quiet and clean. I guess we're crashing here tonight then, huh? In more ways than one. Could be worse anyway. At least the air smells nice. Okay, let me just stop real quick. I am seriously expecting some absolute crap to go down here any minute. And it's really making me anxious. Yeah. I sink back into my seat. I search around for the lever on the side so I can adjust the angle, but even when I yank on it, the damn thing won't budge. Used car, right? Try and get comfy the best I can. I only hope that she can too. It's gonna be a long night. Well, good night then. It's so dark now. It's not much different when I shut my eyes. I breathe in and out. Wait for sleep. I hope we see the morning. Oh, that was it, huh? Oh, okay. Huh. Okay. Well, that was interesting. That was. I mean, for the game being free, it was, like there was definitely enough put into it to be something that was, worth a little trip down a an interesting kind of sort of unique take on facing the zombie apocalypse. I mean, nothing really like action or like suspense or horror or anything wise happened. But I think that that's also kind of good, because I think while at the same time I was expecting that sort of thing to happen, and it's in a way almost a little bit anticlimactic that it didn't. I'm also kind of relieved that it didn't too, because then they kind of shifted away from like the predictable outcome of something like this. Like usually these stories, obviously, as we all know, end in something going down, right? But I mean, yeah, that was a nice little just game to play. Kind of just chill out, relax a little bit. I think I'll go ahead and tomorrow, when I do another video, I'll go ahead and just play again and play from the female's perspective just to see how the story goes differently on her side. But other than that, thanks for joining me on this short little adventure here. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Leave a like on the video and comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow in the next video. Peace out.